some experience with it, but we will get to that in case anyone heard that and then they're wondering. But you mentioned also some shamanic tools that you work with in both of your programs. And I don't expect you to go through the whole list, but would you give us a few examples of what you talk about when you're talking about shamanic tools, what you're referring to?
So these are consciousness tools. So a lot of people may not realize that there's other ways to process suffering than psychotherapy. So psychotherapy is one tool we all know about now because it's been so widely publicized and given as the way to heal if you're having stuckness in your life or you're feeling sad or depressed. And certainly pharmaceuticals are another tool that Western medicine gives us. In this way, through the classes that I teach, I help people to see that there are other consciousness tools that we could be using to uplift our framework, our view, our perception of life out of suffering and limitation and conditioning in systems that tend to want to control us and make us feel separate, powerless, and hungry. We can actually shift those structures so that we become so fundamentally changed on the inside that we don't need to work at it to fight addiction. We're so full, we just don't need that anymore. It's just not part of our existence. So it moves out of coping and into true, deep inner fulfillment. And the way we do that is by lifting our vibrations and lifting our self awareness and practicing some energy healing. Like you can do energy healing with yourself. And then I also offer that as one of my gifts. I'm a manifestor by design. And when I do energy healing with people and their choice is saying yes, it manifests because that's how I'm built. That's my gift to give to others. So in this way, I'm holding space for people to make the choice about how they want their life to change and then supporting them in that using my gifts. An interesting tool that we also use is the gene keys. And I know we mentioned this before. I love the gene keys because they're like a little map of your soul's curriculum. So soul's curriculum being what your soul came here to learn this time around. And, you stumble your way through it with earth amnesia, not remembering who you are or why you even are here. And life brings you everything you need in order to learn your soul's curriculum by default. It just presents you with circumstances, choices, and experiences. So you'll learn your curriculum. The gene keys are like when you get tired of stumbling through the forest with like thick brush, the gene keys map, you just look at it and you go, oh, that's my compass. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Like this is actually what I'm here doing. Cool. Because I've been doing that my whole life and it's really frustrating to keep cycling through these same lessons. So when you have the gene keys map, it gives you a higher eagle view down into the forest to go, oh, that's where I'm at in my forest right now. Cool. Okay. I'm going to lift myself to a higher version of that so that I can more easily glide through this situation rather than having to bushwhack quite so much and having all this struggle. So that's one of the consciousness tools that I bring into all of my work. And it's beautiful work that was downloaded and channeled by Richard Rudd. And it's compatible with the human design. If anybody's into that, this is a compatible piece. And the thing that makes it special is that it's actually aligned with the I Ching, which is an ancient system from China for understanding yourself. And that frequency is imbued inside of these Gene Keys teachings. So as you contemplate these in your chart, rapid change happens because change actually happens through awareness. And so when we get profound, deep awarenesses, and then we tune to frequencies that are aligned with those awarenesses that are operating through our very bodies, things get unlocked by default. So the service I provide is holding a safe container for that exploration so that you feel safe enough to become aware. That's really all it is. If you don't feel safe, your ego will just be confusing and I don't understand and I'm in doubt and you'll be in all the shadows. But the more safe you feel to open, to become aware, that's what catalyzes the transformation. And then the willingness to let go. So I teach lots of consciousness tools for how to let go of things, how to do it tangibly. The Mesa is one of those tools. So yeah, that was a lot I just gave you. It was like, but there's so much to it.
Yeah. No, I'm gobbling all this up with glee, and I do want to get
Gobbling
to the
it up
Mesa.
with glee.
So let's talk about the Mesa, what it means, how through your 1-year program, people can actually